A lot of people spend time on LinkedIn through the week, and I'm no exception. And this morning I saw this post by someone I don't know and I'm not connected to. His name is Omar Pavani. And Omar, according to his profile, is an 8-figure property investor, and he posts daily on property, leadership, and mindset. So I'm interested in all of those areas, but in particular, I'm interested in what he's got to say about property. And the post that caught my eye is this one. It's 12 brutal real estate truths. And then in brackets, nobody tells you this. Essentially, he then runs through a list of 12 truisms associated with property investment. I agree with them all, but the point I really want to pick out in this particular short video is point number 6 on renovations always cost more. And Omar's gone on to say, add 25% to every quote and plan for the worst case scenario. So why am I picking on this point? Well, it is highly, highly likely that if you have been approached for some form of loan or investment into a property project, that project will include some degree of property renovation or refurbishment. In fact, I would go far as to say that 99 out of 100 schemes that require private loans or private investment will definitely include some form of renovation or refurbishment. And so it makes sense then that if you are being asked to lend or invest money into a property project, that you look beyond the beautiful financial projections that you will have been presented with, and you pretty much demand to see the original contractor's quotes for the refurbishment works. And when you look at that original quote and you look at the financial projections that you've been given by the person that is asking you for that form of investment or that loan, if there is no uplift on the cost of refurbishment in line with, let's say, Omar's 25% here, then actually you probably ought to ask that some form of contingency is built in. So in other words, if the contractor's quote says it's going to cost 100 quid to do the job, and the beautiful financial projections that you've been given as part of the suite of documentation asking for your money also say it's going to cost 100 quid to do the refurbishment, you know there's a problem. It will not cost you 100 quid for the refurbishment. You definitely need to ask for some form of contingency to be built in. More than that, you don't just want to ask for a financial contingency. What you also want to do is look at how long the contractor is proposing to take to complete that renovation or refurbishment work. Because again, based on my own bitter experience, refurbishment works tend to take 50%, even 100% longer than you are originally advised they will take by the contractor. So we've got two things there that we need to include. We need to include some sort of financial contingency, and we definitely need to include some sort of time contingency and make sure that we do exactly as Omar says here, plan for the worst case scenario. But I hear you saying, if I'm lending money to a scheme and I'm earning interest on a scheme, surely it's okay if the project times run longer than I'm originally told they will. Well, no. Actually, in most cases, that's not true at all. Because if you think about it, property investment works when a building is occupied by tenants who are paying rent and the property is cash flow. So if your renovation or refurbishment works take longer than anticipated and longer than is allowed or modelled for, it means that your cash flow projections are also going to be pushed out of kilter. That means there's going to be a delay in refinancing that particular building and potentially a delay in you getting your money back. Now, we've just said that a delay can mean more interest. A delay can create pressure on the person or the company that is running that particular project. And pressure commonly causes breakages in property investment. So you go from actually lending money to losing all of your money. It sounds a bit doom and gloom, a bit scaremongery, but actually these are, in my experience, realistic concerns that you ought to make sure are allowed for in any property investment projection that you might review. Now, if you've got any questions on this, please do get in touch. My email is edward@edwardab.com. And if you'd like to register interest in participating in what will be a very, very small group on that beta program that I'm going to be providing and running in March for people that have money and have been asked to invest in third-party property investment projects, then I'd be delighted if you'd register interest. Again, drop me an email, edward@edwardab.com, and I'd be delighted to speak to you. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Have a great day.